All right, Virgo, looking into the person that you are dealing with and or thinking about, the first three cards we have is the Six of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Empress. So we have fixed energy here, we have air energy, and then we have Libra energy. All right, this is interesting because this is their energy versus your energy versus the overall energy of the connection. And their energy is almost moving away from you. Their energy is moving away from you, kind of like leaving things up to fate, moving towards major change, and kind of just like pouring their energy into themselves with this Empress card here. There is a lot of passion that they have for you, though, like a deep love that they have that like they can't really avoid, although they're like in this boat and they're moving away. Their energy is leaving. And honestly, just looking at these three cards together, it's almost as if you and this person's timing was just always off. Or just in this situation, it was off for the first time. But if this is an ongoing thing, I feel like you and this person just could never get your timing right. Like you would come together at the wrong time and it just wouldn't work out because of life. And it wasn't necessarily because of you two specifically, like they were the problem or you were the problem. But for some of you, it was just timing. That can resonate for you or not. Take it if it does, leave it if it doesn't. They do have this underlying love and like this, I'm just going to wait for life to bring us back together again as they're like, as they've packed their bags and has moved away. Like they're in the process of moving away. Your energy is the Magician, followed by the Nine of Swords and the Moon card. So you're almost moving in the dark as well. You're moving away. You're kind of like manifesting whatever you want. You're letting go of like that anxiety and like restlessness that you once had about them. And you're kind of just saying, okay, like, yes, I have these feelings, but I'm letting them go. Like, I feel like you're letting a lot of things go. You're keeping a lot of things to yourself because it doesn't serve you to bring them out into the light, and you're kind of just manifesting a new beginning. Do you also feel a connection to this person? Yes, with the Magician and the Empress energy here, all right? We got Pisces energy with the Moon, and then more air with the Nine of Swords. But you're choosing also to not be as vocal about how you feel. You're not being as open about how you feel. The same way that they're moving away, they're kind of just like waiting for fate instead of being more proactive about it. And we have the Emperor coming up next with the Six of Cups, and then the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. So we finally have that water coming in, Aries energy here with that fire. But this is interesting because just looking at these cards as the overall energy between the two of you, it's like someone who has feelings, who thinks about you, and you're thinking about them. You're both thinking about each other, but you're like standing firm as to your decision to not entertain the connection. Because maybe there was a third party situation, a love triangle, but someone here got hurt, and someone here is kind of just like allowing that pain to settle. And it might be this other person. And a little bit of it might be you as well. But for the most part, this is your energy as a whole. And it's just like someone who is standing firm on not like allowing their emotions to run them. Someone who is just reminiscing but not acting on it, like not moving towards a reconciliation, although that may be what you both want. And you just allowing like, hey, okay, I have been hurt by this. I have been devastated by this. I'm letting it go, at least for now, in their eyes. Because I feel like that person is like, I'm just going to wait for fate to bring us back together. And I know it will happen. That's how I feel when I look at that card for them, the Wheel of Fortune. Major changes, but they're also waiting for the wheel to turn back towards you again, you know? But let's dive a little bit deeper into this. All right. How does this person feel towards you, Virgo? They definitely want to transform something with you. They definitely do. They feel this sense of like commitment, this sense of loyalty to you, even if they're not there, even if they're moving away, they still feel it. They still want to offer you something. They still want to transform the situation. They still feel a soul tie to you. They still feel as though you are meant to be in their life. Like that there is this karmic tie between the two of you. And just looking at these cards, I do want to say that for some of you, this may resonate, but I feel like this is someone who feels like you woke up a side of them that wasn't awakened before. And I feel like you changed this person's life. They've learned a lot. They've transformed a lot within themselves. And I feel like spiritually, you woke them up. I just want to put that out there for those it resonates with. And I feel like that's where that soul tie comes from, because you kind of walked them through that dark night of the soul. And you were that trigger for them to realize how asleep they were. And you woke them up. And so they still feel this level of devotion, this level of loyalty, this level of love that they really can't get rid of. But it is extremely strong on every level. I mean, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Like they feel tied to you almost, and that they want to offer you something from their cup. And I feel like if they can't do that right now, if they can't offer it to you, they do feel a bit saddened, you know, like a bit of depression because of it, a bit depressed because of it with the Five of Cups. They can't give you anything in return. Even if they, you know, hurt you. Like if, and, you know, it really doesn't matter who walked away or who hurt who, but I just feel like for some of you, there is a spiritual connection here between the two of you, and they feel it very strongly. How do you feel towards them? So you view them as an option, not a priority. You also view this person as someone who possibly has a hard time committing. Like they just can't commit. And you feel like they're a burden, which is interesting because their energy is the complete opposite of this. They don't view you as a burden. They view you as like a breath of fresh air. Oh my God, I got my words mixed up. But they feel like you are so beautiful, so welcoming, so charming, so worthy. And you view this person as the complete opposite. Like they are not good for you. They're not good for you. And that's just how you feel. Like they're a burden. And they can't commit to anything. They're all over the place. They're living in illusions that don't really exist. And you're like, I know this person isn't good for me, which is probably why you're, you know, moving in the dark, standing your ground on just like your feelings for them don't matter because of all of this weight you feel whenever they're around or whenever you think about them. And it's the complete opposite with them. You're on a pedestal to this person. What do they want? We have the Page of Pentacles, Earth energy, Three of Cups, water, air, earth. Okay. This person wants to, I'm going to say this for those who it resonates with, but this person wants to learn from you. This person wants to, if nothing else, be friends with you. They want to learn from you. They want to be friends with you. They want to understand you. They want to talk to you. They want to gain more clarity about you and this connection, and you and life, and you and spirituality, and you and themselves. And I feel like you were the teacher in this situation. You were the one who had it together in this situation. And they were always looking to you for guidance. And that's really what they want. If nothing else, if they can't have anything else, they want to learn from you and be friends with you and understand you and have that clarity, have honest conversations, have open and honest conversations, get deep and kind of like have you continue to pour into them. Whether or not they'll give back to you, I don't know, but they do. I feel like they would try. But I feel like because of the Six of Pentacles, they always feel like you're just you're so much better than them. And I feel like that permeates through this person all the time. Like they could never measure up. They just couldn't. And that's really how they feel. So they might try to give back in some ways, but they'll always feel like it's never enough for you because you're so great. You're so great. You're so far ahead. You're so far advanced, you know? What do you want? Okay, so you really don't want like you want clarity, right? You're like, I want to make a decision, but my decision and what I want isn't based on being with you long-term romantically. Like I have no desire to be with you romantically, and or if they're in a relationship, what you want, and that was story 1, but for story 2, what you want is for them to kind of not be with that person anymore. If they're in a relationship with somebody else, you kind of just don't want them to be with that person anymore. You want them to walk away from something that isn't serving their highest good, that isn't bringing out their full potential. Now, going back to story 1, if that's not the case for you, if they're not in a relationship and you don't want them to leave that relationship, you just don't want to be with this person. You fully want to like cut ties completely, walk away, burn down the house, tear it down, move on with life, and possibly never see this person again. So it varies, but for the most part, you want something to end. What are their future actions towards you? 7 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. I feel like there was a love triangle situation here. I keep saying that, but I just can't help but keep feeling it with all these 3s coming out. You have the 3 of Swords twice, and now we have the 3 of Pentacles. Their future actions towards you is like, to be honest, I feel like they might not always be 100% honest with you. But they would come back in anyway. Like they would come back in, but they wouldn't tell you everything. Like they wouldn't be 100% with you. And I don't know why that is. It might be because they're afraid to hurt you again, or they're afraid to get hurt. But I honestly see them coming back in to try to provide, to try to love you, to try to be there for you, and you be there for them. But something would be preventing them from showing up fully. I don't know if that's fear. I don't know if that's them not being honest. I don't know. Or if it's because of like the pain. They do want to be with you. They do want to be a team. And their future actions is them coming back in. But to be honest, like I said before, this is somebody who wants something from you. Now, I'm not saying that they have malicious intent, but for the most part, when people are approaching you, they're approaching you because they see something in you that they want. And this person knows that you have what they want. But would they be able to give you in return what you want? That might be what they're afraid of. And so being 100% honest is terrifying for them still to this day. They do view you in a very high light though. Like that is the truth. That is a non-negotiable. You can't debate that. The way that they view you, the way they feel for you has not changed. It probably will never change. And they really just want to be around you. Your future actions towards them is one of like holding back. It's holding back. It's choosing yourself, choosing to balance yourself. Do you still have feelings? Yes. Are you going to expound on them? Probably not. You're going to hold back. I don't see you coming forward. I don't see you pouring into it. Even if there was a reconciliation, you're probably not going to be fully there. 5 of Pentacles. You're probably not. What's stopping this connection from moving forward? Someone's not stable. Someone's guard is up. Someone has probably more than one option. And the situation just isn't on rocky foundation. Your connection probably wasn't built on as stable a foundation as it needed to be. And that's a problem here. That's a problem. Someone's guard is up. Someone doesn't feel safe letting their guard down. Someone has more than one choice. And the situation just isn't stable enough. The foundation isn't stable enough. What's the most likely outcome? 10 of Cups with the Page of Wands, followed by the 10 of Swords. How do you have the 10 with the other 10? Like the good 10 with the bad 10. With like, oh crap, not this again. You know? And that's exactly what this feels like. It's like the most likely outcome is you two coming back together, sparking something, right? Sparking something up again, only to have it end all over again. I don't like that. I don't like that energy. Will you be together? Yeah. I see you two coming back together, like I said, but it might just end again once it starts up again. You guys really, really have to shed every single layer. What would stop you from being together? Because you have these beautiful cards, right? And honestly, I feel like this is truly what they want. Like, is this beauty? Is you two being open together, being able to be whole together and heal together and love each other and be loyal with one another and just like blossom into such deep, nurturing love. And the only thing that would prevent that is other people. Is other people interfering. Is drama and other people interfering. Otherwise, you could have all of this beauty. Like, that is just like emotional fulfillment on every level. But other people, the drama of other people, fighting, you know what I mean? Like, you guys really have to fight for each other. Shed your layers, be vulnerable. But someone here, I feel like, is really scared of that. Really scared of that. All right. The rest of this reading is going to be for those who are in no contact. All right. Why is there no communication from them? We have the 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. If they're not in communication with you, it could be because they're in a relationship with someone else, right? They're in a relationship with someone else. They're happiest somewhere else, but they are spying on you. They are looking in on you. They are keeping tabs on you, wondering what you're up to. So although they're not communicating, they're still looking in on you. Why is there no communication from you? So you're the King of Cups and the 5 of Swords. So you're kind of using your head over your heart, understanding that, okay, this person probably isn't that good for me, right? This person probably isn't going to love me the way that I need to be loved. So let me love myself. So let me give to myself. So let me garden and water what's also watering me. Will they reach out to you? Yeah, they will once they see you as an option again. Once they see you as an option in their life again, once they feel like, oh, okay, this can happen again, or they're open to it, they're going to come back in. They're going to come back in. It'll be fast, but the problem is it probably will end again. This feels like a twin flame situation where you're really just here to help each other on your spiritual journey, but maybe not really be together romantically. Just putting it out there for those who it resonates with. Will you reach out to them? No. I see you moving on, and I see you holding back, Virgo. So I don't see you reaching out. And what will be the outcome of you two communicating again? We have the Temperance, the Chariot in reverse. So a reconciliation, right? You guys would come back together. But I feel like you would lose your balance. Like you two would become obsessed with each other again. Obsessed with each other again. Try to move forward, but have all these blocks. Like 1 foot forward and like 2 steps back every single time. Every single time. And it might cause you more unease than you want. Yeah. Like, you have good cards here, but someone's heart is still blocked. Someone is still has some fear over the situation. Someone is losing their direction because maybe they're more obsessed with what things could be versus how things are, or what this person can do for me, or who this person could be versus who they are. It's just a whole host of things. I feel like I said, you guys could be together. It would take a level of just vulnerability. If you have a bunch of other people in your life, they have a bunch of other people in their lives, like, you guys need to shed it so that you guys can focus on each other. 2 of Cups energy. They view you in such a high light. I just don't think this person thinks that they're good enough. And I think the fact that they're scared of screwing it up is what causes it to continue to deteriorate. You know what I mean? Like the idea that, like, that fear is what actually manifests the outcome. Like, if you're afraid, like, your partner's going to cheat on you or anything like that, for the most part, you're going to manifest it because of that fear. It's kind of the same thing. Like, this person is so afraid of hurting you, is so afraid of using you, that it ends up happening anyway. When if they could just be vulnerable, if they could just be honest, they would avoid everything that they're afraid of, you know?